Hello, everybody. Welcome to iExamBee's LegalBee. This is Amrita, your law faculty here at iExamBee. Embrace the iExamBee learning experience with us. If you're preparing for any competitive examinations after your LLB, then you're at the right place. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, LegalBee, and stay updated with all the kind of content and strategic preparation videos that we keep on uploading on our YouTube channel, LegalBee. आई एग्जाम के सारे कोर्सेज आप वेबसाइट पे जाके चेक कर सकते हैं। आप इन कोर्सेज के डेमो भी एक्टिवेट करके देख सकते हैं। These will definitely help you in your preparation for various competitive examinations like SEBI, Grade A Legal Officer, IBPS RRB, IBPS SO Law Officer, etc. कोई भी queries हो, you can write to us and email on hello@examine.com or call us on the number 920552408. Download our app for 50% faster job preparation. Today I'm going to start with a new series that is specially for the preparation of SEBI Grade A Legal Officer examination. This is 300 most important MCQ series that I am starting today. This is the first part of my video, first part of my series in which I'm going to deal with 20 MCQs from the subject of Constitution of India. So stay tuned to LegalBee. आप इन वीडियोस के साथ पीपीटी को डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं और ये क्वेश्चंस को अपने रेफरेंस के लिए यूज कर सकते हैं. You can go to the important topics through these particular MCQs as you will be able to understand कि किस तरीके के MCQs पूछे जा सकते हैं, कौन से टॉपिक से क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं. So definitely this will be very helpful for you. Stay tuned to LegalBee and don't forget to subscribe. The first question: Preamble to our Constitution proclaims that we, the people of India, have established sovereign socialist democratic republic, sovereign socialist secular democratic republic, sovereign secular democratic republic, sovereign socialist secular republic, sovereign socialist secular democratic. So these are all the five options. This very basic and easy question has been asked, but don't forget that important areas you will be able to understand from these MCQs as well. Preamble is very important and इसमें related amendments ये सब आपको thoroughly पता होने जरूरी है from the topic of Constitution of India. Answer is B, of course, sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Preamble of the Indian Constitution has all these words. Two of them have been added later, but the original text had only three out of these. Second, residuary powers to legislate are vested in the executive, judiciary, parliament, state legislatures, both parliament and state legislatures. Now, residuary powers to legislate, very important article of the Indian Constitution, Article 248 provides for this, and the correct answer is C, Parliament. Parliament is having the power to legislate in areas where it is not specified that the subject belongs to which list. So उस subject के लिए residuary powers होते हैं जो कि parliament को दिए गए हैं. The concept of DPSPs, Directive Principle of State Policy, is borrowed from where? Now this is again very important from Constitution कि कौन से Constitution से, कौन से countries से हमने कौन सा feature adopt किया है हमारे Constitution. So DPSPs have been borrowed from which country? The correct answer is very easy. Ireland. Answer is C. Irish or Ireland Constitution is the source of DPSPs in India. Article 14 guarantees equality before law and equal protection of law to all persons living within the territory of India, all Indian citizens, all persons domiciled in India, all persons natural as well as artificial, all Indian citizens living in India. About applicability of these articles, again, it carries a lot of importance and your concept should be clear. All the persons living within the territory of India is what is the applicability of Article 14. Any person. State shall not deny to any person, including foreigners also. If the DPSP is infringed, there is remedy in court, there is no remedy by judicial proceedings, there is a remedy in parliament, there is remedy in court of special magistrate, none of the above. If the DPSP is infringed, what is the remedy or there is no remedy at all? Answer is B. There is no remedy by judicial proceedings as such because there is no enforceability. DPSPs are guidelines which have been set for the governments to follow. Nature of DPSP is explained by Article 37 of the Indian Constitution. Which of the following is not a fundamental duty? To develop scientific temper, humanism, spirit of inquiry and reform, safeguard public property and to abjure violence, uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India, protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, to provide early childhood care and education for all children until they complete the age of 6 years. तो इसमें से कौन सा फीचर है या कौन सा फंडामेंटल ड्यूटी नहीं है? Correct answer is E. As this is a directive principle of state policy, Article 45 provides for this. This has been picked from the DPSPs. बाकी के सारे options fundamental duty हैं. For Article 50 of the Constitution, states shall take steps to separate legislative from executive, judiciary from executive in the public service of the state, judiciary from legislature, judiciary from legislature in the public services of the state. Now, there are small changes in the options. Answer is very easy. Just you have to be careful, not make silly mistakes here in such kind of questions, where there is only slight word change or shift in the options. Correct answer is E. Judiciary from legislature in the public services of the state, because that is exactly given in Article 50, separation of judiciary from the executive. So this is the title, but what is given exactly in the article will be the most appropriate answer. Judiciary from executive in the public services of the state. आप ये टाइटल पढ़ के इसको करेक्ट मार्क कर सकते हैं, but then most appropriate answer will be this because this is there inside the content of the article. So this is how it shows that how much deep and thorough knowledge you have relating to the subject. The oath is administered to the President of India by Chief Justice of India, Prime Minister, Chief Justice of High Court, Speaker of Parliament, Vice President. So who is going to administer oath to the President? Again, all these appointments, administration of oath, these are very important areas from this part of Constitution. The oath is administered to the President of India by Chief Justice of India. Oath or affirmation of the President is covered under Article 60 of the Constitution. Very simple and direct question. Any charge for impeachment of President may be preferred only in House of People, only in Council of States, only in joint session of the Parliament, by either House of the Parliament, by Supreme Court. Again, impeachment. President in itself is a very important topic from Constitution. So उसमें चार्ज ऑफ इम्पीचमेंट की अगर हम बात करें तो वो कौन से हाउस में प्रेफर किया जाता है? Correct answer is D. By either house of the parliament. Either house of the parliament can impose or can prefer a charge for impeachment against the President of India. This is covered under Article 61 of the Constitution, where the entire procedure for impeachment of the President is provided. The total number of ministers, including Prime Minister, in the Council of Ministers shall not exceed 10% of total number of members of the House of People, exceed 15% of the total number of members of House of People, exceed 10% of the total number of members of the Parliament, exceed 15% of total number of members of the Parliament, exceed 15% of the total number of members of the Council of States. This is again a very important and a direct question. Correct answer is B. Exceed 15% of the total number of members of the House of People. So number of ministers including Prime Minister shall not exceed 15% of what? But of the total number of members of the House of People. This is also provided. It's an amended provision which was not there in the original text of Constitution, but it has been added by an amendment. Other provisions as to ministers में 1A में अगर आप देखेंगे तो it has been added. 75. Abolition of titles. Fundamental right, a directive principle of state policy covered under Article 18 of the Indian Constitution. Both A and C are correct. That is, it is a fundamental right and it is covered under Article 18. A fundamental duty. So, abolition of titles is what? Very easy question. If you are aware of it, then within seconds you can answer that it is a fundamental right and it is also covered under Article 18 of the Indian Constitution. Don't get confused that it is relating to abolition of titles. Still, it is protecting your fundamental right that you will not be discriminated. It is actually the right to equality only, which is having a shade in the form of protection of discrimination against discrimination in the basis of giving titles, unless and until those titles are military or academic distinction related. As per Article 21A of the Indian Constitution, states shall provide dash to all the children of 6 to 14 years in such a manner as the state may by law determine. So, what will be provided? Very simple. 21E, everybody knows that it deals with education. But exact words क्या है यहाँ पे बहुत minute changes है words में, and that is how the question becomes tricky. Answer A, free and compulsory education. Right to education, Article 21A of the Constitution. No child below the age of dash years shall be employed in a factory. 10 years, 12 years, 14 years, 16 years, 18 years. Children below the age of dash years have been prohibited from being employed in a factory. ये तो obvious है, but ये direct question है relating to the number of years. और इसके लिए भी हमारे पास direct provision है Constitution में. Article 24, prohibition of employment of children in factories. Correct answer is C, 14 years. Right against exploitation is covered under which articles of the Indian Constitution? 23, 24, 25, 23 and 24, 23 to 25. The correct answer is D, 23 and 24. 23 deals with prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. 24 deals with prohibition of employment of children in factories. Just now we have discussed. Freedom to manage religious affairs includes right to establish and maintain institutions for religious and charitable purposes, right to manage its own affairs in the matters of religion, right to own and acquire movable and immovable property. A and B both are correct. A, B, and C, all of them are correct. So freedom to manage religious affairs actually इसमें क्या included है और क्या included नहीं है? Answer is E. All of these points A, B, and C, all these are covered under the Constitution under Article 26, freedom to manage religious affairs. All these points are covered. You can see over here, and these are subjected to public order, morality, health. Supreme Court shall have power to issue following writs: mandamus quo warranto, prohibition certiorari mandamus, prohibition certiorari mandamus, habeas corpus. ये सारे writs here mentioned है. Correct answer is E. Very easy question. This is everybody has to know these basics. Which are the writs? What are the meanings of all these writs? What are the differences? And Supreme Court की अगर हम power की बात करें, then Article 32 will be attracted over here. The 50th Indian Constitution provides for separation of judiciary from executive, separation of judiciary from legislature, separation of judiciary from legislature and executive, separation of judiciary from the parliament, separation of judiciary from the government. Now everybody knows that there is separation of judiciary under Article 50, but from what? From executive, from legislature, from both, from parliament, from government, from what? So this is a very interesting question. And the correct answer is separation of judiciary from executive. Title clause or title article itself provides for it. Fundamental duties was there in the original text of Constitution, was inserted by 44th Amendment to the Constitution, was inserted by 42nd Amendment to the Constitution, was inserted by 2nd Amendment, was inserted by 74th Amendment to the Constitution. Now, you might be feeling that why amendment related questions are there. Some landmark amendments like this, it is always recommended that you should try to remember, especially 42nd mini constitution, it is called. So many things are there from which questions can be asked from here. So when you're studying constitution, you cannot just stick to the things in front of you, but you have to study that in and around. यानी कि आपको amendments and कुछ landmark case laws, कुछ basic doctrines, principles भी पढ़ने होंगे जो direct text of the constitution में mention नहीं है. So you have to be aware of it and study it in and around. Coming back to fundamental duties. Fundamental duties have been inserted by 42nd Amendment of the Constitution, Section 11. 42nd Amendment is very, very important. I would suggest all of you to go through and also go through the sources of all these important topics. Like we had a question, DPSPs have been obtained from which constitution? What is the source? So like this, you can see what has been borrowed from where. It is the fundamental duty of a guardian or parent to provide their ward or child opportunities for education in the age group of. Again, an age group related question. But यहाँ पे age group related question क्यों important है? Because ये age group directive principles में different है, fundamental duty और fundamental rights में different है. Education related question आना क्यों expected होता है? क्योंकि इसके provisions तीन जगह पे हैं. So कई बार students को confusion हो जाता है. So be very clear what is given under 21A, what is given under 45, what is given under the fundamental duty also. It was added by 86th Amendment. Correct answer is B, 6 to 14 years. 51A subclause K is talking about it. यहाँ पे भी 6 to 14 years ही है. सिर्फ directive principles में 5 years तक है. Last question for our today's discussion. Which of the following is enforceable in court of law? Fundamental right only, DPSPs, fundamental duties, preamble and fundamental preamble and fundamental rights, both of them, fundamental duties and fundamental rights, both of them. Now, the question relating to enforceability is very easy if your concept is clear that only fundamental rights are enforceable over here. All the other parts that are covered here, DPSPs, fundamental duties, even preamble, these are not enforceable parts, though they are very, very important in interpretation in the actions of the government. But when we talk about enforceability in the court of law, then fundamental rights are enforceable. Action can be taken in the court of law. You can file writ petitions over there. But for violation of fundamental duties or preamble or DPSPs, you cannot go to the court of law and you cannot file writ petition or any other proceeding or application. I hope these questions are helping you out in your preparation. We will be continuing with this series and cover the 300 most important questions which will help you in preparing for your examination. कोई भी queries हो, reach out to us. Prepare 50% faster with us at our LegalBee. Don't forget to subscribe to LegalBee and download our app from the Google Play Store. You will get the full course access available on our app as well. Check out the features of our course on our website, and you can also enjoy the features on our app if you are taking the course. So check out all the features available. आप demo भी activate करके देख सकते हैं and reach out to us in case of any queries. All the best for your preparation.